welcome to Gin and Truth, a show where we discuss sober thoughts mixed with gin, and hopefully we find some truth. So everyone take their shot. Okay. I could still, even though I have my own host question, I could still choose one of the hat and see which one I like better. Oh my goodness, that was gross, man. Okay, this one is, do you think children from divorced families are more likely to be damaged than those who come from a married household? Damn, that's a good question.
That's a good one.
Who said that?
My question is it possible to actively appreciate someone's culture without appropriating it?
I like both.
Oh
To
my
be honest, I
god.
really want to do that one.
Not just
But
that.
everyone's here.
Okay, so let's do, I think, okay. Introduce ourselves. Jaleesa.
Trey.
Kiana. Arsh.
Okay, so let's start. So the question we're gonna choose is: do you think children from divorced families are more likely to be damaged than ones who come from married households? Okay, so my parents are together still.
My parents are together still.
My parents are divorced but married for 7 years.
My parents were never together.
Bumble clock. Sorry.
My parents are
Kanye.
together.
Together. Okay, so we have 2 that are not together, and 4 that are together. Okay, so
So can we start discussing?
Yeah,
We
we
also
start
talk about
discussing.
like happy marriages or not.
yeah,
happy
it's true.
marriages.
Okay,
Can I just-
What whose parents have a
Can I-
happy marriage?
Yeah.
I want to comment on the question before we even start answering it. I think the question is trying to say people who have parents that are married are damaged, which is wrong.
Which is wrong. Exactly.
Yeah, so that question is invalid to begin with, but I guess.
Well, it changes your view, so
Well, I
they're
think it
damaged to a
changes your
certain
view.
extent.
Pardon?
They're damaged to a certain extent still, because like your views on things.
I feel like, but
because me and her disagree on a lot, but our parents are both together, right? But, like,
I think it's going with the stereotype of like
Yeah.
if you're divorced,
yeah.
then like you're considered to be like more likely to be susceptible to being damaged.
And it's thing is, people kind of excuse their behavior, but their parents
Yeah,
aren't together, so
exactly.
they're going through a lot. But I feel like people's parents could be together, and their parents could be going through like domestic violence at home.
Exactly.
And you're seeing a lot, so I feel like it doesn't mean you're more damaged. I feel like everyone's history is different. Depends. Like your parents could be together, they could be happy, they could be ups. Like they could be. Sometimes it's better if your parents aren't even together.
I
feel like communication is really important because I have friends who have parents who are together and my parents have never really been together. And I used to want my parents to be together when I was a kid, but I realized that I probably would have grown up in a really unhealthy household. And
But why do you say that? Why unhealthy?
because at the end of the day, I didn't have to hear the fighting that I used to have to hear when I was a kid. So because they were separate, even though I was trying to figure things out, I didn't have to deal with personally being in the stress growing up in the yelling and the throwing things. So I feel like I always appreciate my parents for not pretending to some degree, but then I also wish that they tried harder. So in my opinion, I kind of feel like I made the decision up to me to like fix up, because I did blame it on the fact that my parents were together and I felt like everyone should let me be, but the decision comes up to you eventually. And I think that kids who have parents that are together, I feel like they're misunderstood because their parents are together very often, because you never know what's going on in somebody's house.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I have friends whose parents don't even sleep in the same bed. And,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't
so
understand.
They just have a front up for
Exactly.
people. Yeah.
Exactly.
I just don't like that kids like to blame their parents, because personally I feel like we were born in here alone and our parents are only here to give us the necessities of how to survive.
But I feel like at a certain age, your parents are responsible for the way you are, because if, like, when you're a toddler, or like not even a toddler, when you're up until 16, no matter what, your parents, they're not your friends, they're your parents, right? They should still guide you and protect you in certain ways. So if you're letting your kid do this, that, or if you're not watching over your kid, then obviously it's going to affect your child, right?
Yeah, it's just nature versus nurture, right? So.
Guiding, you definitely have to guide your child, but I don't think they're like obligated to like send you to college. I really don't think
I think so.
Yeah, lots of.
I think if you have a child, you know that you should have a savings account for your child. You're not going to have a child and not have a savings account for your child. You know what I mean? I know some people don't. I know a lot of people that have to literally fend for themselves. As soon as they turn 18, it's like, whatever. I'm like, okay, but what were you doing from your child was 1 until 18? You weren't saving for your child?
Okay, 2 things.
I think that's a lot of responsibility. I understand if you cannot afford it, but I feel like,
honestly, because you get a baby bonus, you should be saving that.
Exactly.
In countries where you get assistance,
you should be saving that for your child.
You should be saving that for your child.
And she's a mother,
you should have your own income.
So there's some people that just want the money to start.
Yeah.
Some people have children just to get that extra.
Some people have 2-3 kids and they're fine. 2-3 bedroom apartment or house and they're fine. And their kids are not going to be able to go to the kind of schools that they're going to need to go to. I think that I don't know. I don't think there should be an obligation because I also don't believe that we should be obligated to like put our parents in houses after we turn 18, if that makes sense. You know,
I feel like you should take care of your parents after you turn 18.
I do feel like you should take care of your parents, but I don't understand how.
No, I feel like I'm obligated.
I don't understand how you are supposed to be able to go to work, go to school.
Well, your mom did it for you.
All of that, but how are you supposed to start your life and take care of someone else?
But your parents did it for you.
It depends, because what if they didn't? What if my parent didn't put money in the account for me?
Then don't.
That's what I'm saying. Is there like general?
I feel like
I
feel like if my mother did so much for me, so when she gets a certain age, I'm gonna do the exact same.
I'm not saying that my parents
exactly. If my parents did not support me at all, then no, because you didn't support me. I'm not obligated to do anything for you because it was your responsibility to take care of me. You decided to have me as a child. I didn't ask to be brought into this world. Yep. You took it upon yourself to bring me in here. So I feel like up until I'm 18 or a legal age, you should be taking care of me at some point. If I have my own job and stuff, yeah, but it depends. Like if I'm a good kid and I'm doing everything, I'm working and stuff, I feel like it's just like, you know what, I appreciate you. I'm gonna help pay towards your tuition somehow. I understand if you're struggling.
I just feel like if you're not gonna pay for your kid to go to school, you cannot cuss them for not going to school.
Exactly.
That's what I feel like.
Exactly.
Because how are they gonna drive?
But this is the thing though. They want better for you. You know,
they definitely do. School doesn't. You would also help me get better.
But can I say something? School doesn't even make you better. I think even with the baby bonus thing, I feel like the baby bonus thing, I feel like you should just be putting that money away. When your child reaches 18, here you go. If you want to go to school, you can. If you don't want to go to school, whatever. But I give you this, you're on your own now. You can choose what to do with the money. I think because you don't really need, like, post-secondary education is all about the person. It's not for everyone. There's a lot of people that are successful without it. You know what I mean?
So you
can't force your child to go to school because it can also make them unhappy and depressed and all that stuff, right?
Exactly
So I feel like that baby bonus, just give it to your child. What if your child wants to invest in something, invest in their own goals, give it to them. There you go. I saved this up for you from you're born until you're 18. There you go. Now it's yours. Choose what you want to do with it. That's what I'm gonna do with my child. I'm not gonna force them to go to school. But yeah, we're kind of off the topic.
So my parents, they used to fight a lot. But my parents are like two alpha parents, so it doesn't work. But anyways, they separated. And I turned out fine. I went to school. I really think.
So you're not damaged in any degree. I feel like everyone is damaged.
I have probably small damages.
Yeah.
But nothing significant. I really think the child needs to put on their big boy pants and own up their shit and be like, no, I'm sorry. Because your cognition at 16 is, you can develop a lot of stuff and a lot of sense.
Okay, but the thing is, it depends what you go through because I know a lot of people, especially in like black homes where they have to hush about things. Yeah. I think there's people of color, not even just black color. I think a lot of people of color, they have to hush about certain things. They can't say anything, and they have to hide their parents' secrets. That damages you as when you're growing up. You know what I mean? Exactly. But I feel like your parents have some degree of whether or not you're damaged or not.
In terms of separation, I don't think so.
I feel like
I think they can, depending on how they handle it, because my mom and my dad very specifically used to tell me all the time, it's not you, like, we love you, it's us.
So then they're better off as friends.
And I always thought they were better off as friends.
Yeah, mine too.
But then I kind of just got to the point where it was like, feeding into it, and I used that to allow me to go fight and go play angry, like, you know, I wasn't.
So you use it as an excuse.
As an excuse.
And I think that's what children do.
I don't think it's what children do always.
I had to get to the point
80%.
Where I was just like, fix up. Like, you're going to get kicked out of school.
Then
and
you start taking validation of your life.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then I'm just like,
I think they use this shit as an outlet.
And then my mom was like, do you think your dad's out there crying? Like, he's in the sun, skipping, dancing. And I had to realize, like, And at 26, this isn't gonna matter the same
That's
way.
what I mean. We were
It can't stop me from working.
People are thinking about themselves.
But to be honest, I'm gonna say yes to this question in the sense of like people that usually come from like divorce homes. I feel like they've seen more in the sense of like these divorces get messy. You know what I mean? So like
mine.
they'll see like dad left or mom left because they're angry at each other and like they may not come back and they're like,
but
and it scars them forever. You know what I mean? But like, it depends. Like, people that are together as well, they may see fights at home and it may not be.
So that's what I want to say.
So
I feel
like it is what it is.
I feel like at the end of the day, people, I think
the misconception is there.
Yeah, there's a misconception because you feel like, oh, your parents are together, it's all happy. No,
because
there's a lot.
I kind of feel like when I hear people beef about certain, like it's bad. But because my parents are together, I'm just like, like I don't have to deal with certain things. Like I have one parent, and if I go to the other side, I have one parent.
I feel like sometimes, do you guys
I'm just like, oh, like that's not your
like
parents are fighting? Damn, because I don't have to deal with that.
Exactly.
And I don't have to deal with my mom being mad at my dad or vice versa. Like
I feel like there's actually beneficial if your parents aren't together.
Thank you. So you did a little.
I think it's beneficial. I feel like when your parents are together, I feel like you're at a less advantage.
But we know why.
It depends on what.
We know why.
But it depends as well because I do feel like in that sense, when it comes to school, financially, a single parent feels like you have to take care.
But I have another question. I have something else too.
I didn't have enough means growing up. So I feel like there are pros and cons on both sides.
When your parents are together, when parents aren't together, the court gets involved, and guess what? There's child support. When your parents are together, there's no child support.
See, my parents never had the court involved in
if
custody
you choose to.
Oh, they split it. They were just
did your parents go through like the court? But they weren't married, right? You said they were never together.
They were. Well, they had me and my brother.
Oh, so what? But they weren't together.
Okay, my brother's a year and 9 months younger than me, but they broke up before he was even born. So it was just one of those situations.
Did you guys see both parents more times, or
were they ever in the same household? Do you ever live with both your parents?
My dad had life after. Honestly, my dad could just walk in and out. My mom ended up changing the locks, kind of thing. My dad
was just messy.
It changes your views on a lot.
It does.
I mean?
It was just messy. My dad was also probably just not ready, but like just very messy, very loud, very like.
I feel like from this, we shouldn't even talk about divorce. We should be like if your parents are together, because a lot of families like, like what's it called, common law, stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing. I do feel like to see your parents together and then to realize that they're
not
separated.
Yeah, that could be.
Because their parents loved each other.
But they were never actually together in the same household.
So it was different.
So for you actually seen your parents together for 7 years.
My parents were together for on and off like 7 years, but it's like on and off.
So do you think so
did you ever go through like
the thing about me is I'm very selfish in the sense of you do what you want to do. You want to go. It wasn't no cheating or anything, but like, what if you guys are having a problem? Don't involve me. The only problem I had was that they'd be like, your mom's such a. Your dad is such a whatever.
So that's messy.
So that's kind of messy. But at the end of the day, I was just taken up because they love each other to this day. To this day, when my dad had his quadruple bypass, my mom was the one wiping his ass. So like they love each other. It's just that they needed to let it out, and I guess they were comfortable with me because I've always been the mature one past my age. So, but they forgot at times that I was still their child. So
you're strong.
Exactly, but I'm very selfish, and I'm just like, honestly, you do what you want to do. I want to be successful, so this can't affect me. Right now.
But you have a very strong.
That's how I am.
But do you understand how some people that could literally affect them?
Because
right?
I've dealt with people.
Sometimes.
My midterm, I was dealing with a 16-year-old woman. Can't really go into it, but she was talking about how her family was so close, and then they split, and then that played with her mind. Cause of mental illness, we're not going to say what it was, but I could definitely see how that picture of being together and then it just being gone.
I feel like especially at a certain age, I feel like if you're like older, I feel like you could probably handle it better. But if you're like at a young age, especially if you go to your friend's house and all the parents are together, and then they're like, "Why aren't your parents together?" Like But I feel like in this day and age, it's very common your parents aren't together. But I feel like when we're growing up, it was kind of harder.
Everyone came from divorce households.
Really?
Like when I was a kid.
For me, I feel like all my parents.
In my neighborhood.
So she also. Wait, can I say something? I wasn't even done. Take a shot if you want me to shut up. I feel like it's also culture is really important because growing up, I had a lot of white friends, and all my white friends, their parents were together.
Okay, I have to say something. I grew up in Toronto, and all my white friends' parents were not together, and all my black friends' parents were together.
Really?
I was the
Are you
only
serious?
one. Yes. And honestly, it's like that in Brampton
that's normal.
Too. No. It's like that here too.
But the thing is, white. Okay, I'm gonna say something. I know some people might be like, but okay, I know it's different because you're African. I'm Jamaican. What are you?
Jamaican and
Jamaican.
Oh, you're Indian?
Jamaican.
Jamaican? It's really rare. Like, Jamaican, a lot of them don't get married. So...
Jamaicans don't get
They
married.
don't.
Exactly, facts. A lot of them
I
don't
think
get married.
there's
Africans get
something
married.
we get married every
raising your
week, just for
child
fun.
in
Like, just for fun.
family environment, because
Yeah.
then you like have no idea or sense of family. And then like me personally, I search for family in my friends and in other things. So I feel like when you raise your child to know that no one's with you,
That's
Yeah.
no
emotional.
one's
That's
connected,
emotional.
you're just like you're not even
That's
connected
sad.
to your
What?
cousins.
What
your
were you
aunts,
trying to
your
make with
uncles.
that?
Oh, I got cut off. Okay.
What did you
Sorry.
make? Did you make an African thing?
A lot of Jamaican... Wait, can I say something? Okay.
Jamaicans
So
don't
yeah,
get married.
a lot of Jamaicans don't get married, but I was gonna ask. Okay, I feel like, okay, so in the Indian like household, in the African household, is it like kind of like shamed upon if you get divorced? Like, do they look bad upon that?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
sort of bad still. Like it's
Exactly.
sad.
My
You know?
mom
Like,
divorced. Her family was like that.
Yeah, it's really bad. So I feel like a lot of family, a lot of like
It's
they'll
not
stick
as
together
bad, but
because
it
they don't want
happens.
people to look bad upon them.
Can I ask a
Jamaican
question?
household, they
Is
could
it
like, my God,
religious
like
or is
God.
it cultural?
Yeah,
it's
it's
more
religious.
it's more of a cultural thing
But
still.
the religion plays a part.
I know religion
in-
plays a
in-
part.
Okay, in the Africa, but Africans are Christians, Jamaicans are
Yeah.
Christians, majority.
Okay.
But Jamaicans don't look that bad upon
Like if you have a
divorce.
I think
baby
it
and you're not
depends on
married,
if you're religious
if you
or not.
have a baby and you're not married in an
Oh,
African
sodomite,
household,
God called us sodomite.
it's
Rough.
pretty bad. You know, they look at you like, oh my goodness.
Jamaican, that's regular.
You know, like
Yeah,
Jamaicans.
And what
are
about
like,
Indian? Like if you get married, if you get pregnant without,
Yeah, it's really looked down upon. Yeah,
and like divorces, like how common is it? Like
it's not very common. It's becoming more common now.
Now, yeah.
Times have changed.
In Canada or in India?
That too.
In Canada,
It's
of
different.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in India.
so,
Um,
like does anyone in your family have they been divorced or?
No, I think like I've just seen people like beating their wife and shit. Like
Shit.
instead of getting divorced.
Mm-hmm.
That's even worse. See stuff like that. If you're
Yeah,
brought
like
up in a
they,
household.
yeah, they literally just beat each other and like run away from home kind of thing and
Mhm.
shit like that.
Like for me, like I grew up in like the hoodish. Hoodish,
Yeah, I hear it, I
because
hear
it's
it.
Brampton. It can't be that bad.
No, for real.
And,
He
like,
grew up
everybody
in government housing in
hold on,
Brampton.
Hold on,
So
everybody was like Jamaican and they only had their moms, you know. And, like my parents were together, so everyone always looked at me like, "What the hell?" Like,
You're
why is
lucky.
it- so I was like,
Somehow you're lucky.
I saw it's weird. So every time I saw my parents fight, I'm like, "Are you guys getting a divorce?" Like, you know what I mean? Because like I thought it was gonna
And that-
happen because
and
it
then,
made no
yeah.
sense. You know what I mean? Like all I see, all my friends were like from single homes and all that, but like from seeing them, I see that it taught them to cut people off early. You know what I mean? Because like if you see your parents work it out each and every time, you're gonna be like, this is what I have to do when I get older.
That's
You know,
something else important.
I'll have the patience to work it out in the future. But like, if you come from like a single home, like it's gonna be like, okay, like
I feel like,
you know what I mean?
Even if
No.
your parents are together, like my parents, I've never seen a good example of a healthy relationship. even though
Facts,
they're
same,
together. Yeah.
same.
Like I've never
Same.
seen them like work
Parents are
out a
perfect.
fight. And I don't
Same.
know what a healthy relationship looks like.
facts.
A
So
lot of people don't.
Yeah, I
But
don't,
the
I
fact
don't
that
believe
we
in
are
monogamy
acknowledging
either.
Me neither. I don't believe in monogamy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
this is so sad.
I
Shows
feel-
ownership.
means that we understand.
Means we
something about it.
understand.
I feel like I have not seen. I'm trying to think about healthy relationship even in my family.
But the thing is,
I feel like just one of my aunts
There are,
and
like,
my
two.
uncle. But I don't know how it is in their household because I'm not there. But
Exactly.
I feel
You
like
don't know how
Yeah,
it is.
I
how
but
it is.
the fact that you know what an unhealthy relationship is,
that's all I know.
but that shows you what a healthy relationship is.
No.
The opposite. The
Yeah, it shows you
opposite.
the
No,
I get-
that is
It's the
no.
opposite.
I've never seen
It's
an
the
example of the opposite. No, so,
Yeah.
no, for me, it's like, do healthy relationships even exist?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about
Yeah,
friendship?
lots of people see it
in
like
a
that.
friendship?
Like,
But that's different.
so.
Romantic and friendship is different.
But I'm saying,
No,
but you
I-
could still. But the question is about being damaged.
the damages.
I'm damaged because I don't know what a healthy relationship is. So I'm clearly
Yeah.
damaged because I don't know. I don't even.
But yeah, you do through your friendship.
It's the opposite.
But that's different. That's romantic and that's friendship. It's different.
Do you think that there has to be a separation? And then even that, like, do you not feel like there has to be that basis of friendship in a romantic relationship?
I feel like but I feel like over time, I feel like people lose it, and I feel like because people are so
What's
scared
our
to
time?
lose
Would
each
you-
other.
I personally feel like that's where it becomes unhealthy.
Timer.
I feel like you have to be friends with someone you're in a relationship
Yeah.
with. And I feel like because like you said, if we can identify that there's something that we don't like, we know
I think
we like
communication is
something, but we
key.
can't put a point to
And I
it.
feel like also a major part in it is gender roles.
I think gender roles and communication.
Yes.
I think
Gender roles.
that males, I'm sorry guys, but males need to, females too, but we're
Males?
supposed to be balanced, like yin and yang. Like
Exactly.
we're all supposed to
I feel like we
Hold on.
have
What
our
does she mean?
I
by
don't think
that?
we
male
I
have
feel
to
like
be balanced.
I feel like male and
not
female.
completely balanced, but
I'm just
I feel
saying,
like
as long as
Hold
you
on,
can
hold on,
play
hold
your
on.
role.
Well,
then you're
what
okay.
role?
I'm saying if you're comfortable in your
I wanna hear
role,
what she means
like
by
your
that.
role could be like the traditional man role. But I'm saying if there's something you don't like,
I think it's a male's ego that also like.
But I feel like for
Women
males,
have
if
ego
you're,
too.
if,
I know,
definitely,
but I feel like
especially for males of just any color, even Asians, I feel like males, there's a stigma,
exactly,
and they
have to play that part, and if they can't show emotion,
you can't be a healer.
But remember,
You can't be
that's
this, you can't be
also
that.
how you're brought up, though. Like,
but no, but as a black male,
as a little
does
kid,
the world not tell you have to be this?
no,
this?
it's not.
Be
Like,
they're
boys don't cry.
Yeah, boys don't cry, exactly.
Boys don't cry.
If you see your son dancing and he's dancing,
Yeah,
you
everyone's
want to
gonna be
say
like,
certain
yeah,
things
yeah.
about your son. If your son wants to make clothes, do hair.
Why is he doing
or even
that?
play with dolls.
Yeah.
It's like, what the
But a person's a person, you know,
I hate
and
this
like.
guy.
Okay, but at the same time, though, I guarantee that if you were to find a man and he cries a lot, would you be attracted to that?
No.
It depends. Anyone who cries a lot, I'll be like, stop crying. Why are you crying all the
well,
time?
some people
Anyone, not male or
want to do the
female.
fixer.
If I find a
Some
man and
people
he
wanna
cries
fix
because
people.
he's happy,
When I say something, when I see a man cry, I'm like, damn, like
that's a lot.
you're so strong because the world doesn't want you to cry. So if I see a man cry, it literally opens me up because I'm like, wow, like.
Except for
wow.
But she's talking shit.
No, I'm not.
She wouldn't talk to that. She wouldn't talk to that type of guy. She like the bitch nigga. Yada yada. She needs someone to talk. She likes hood guys. She likes hood guys. She's all talk.
So you don't even say that shit.
Pause. No, can I say something? Can I say something? What you're saying is false. Yeah, if you're gonna cry all the time, no. But if we're one on one and we're going,
It's so emotional.
no, I wouldn't. If we're one on one and we're going through something and you come
Like,
to me
I
and
don't
you're shedding
care. I
tears, I'm
want a
like,
man
yo,
to
you
straighten
actually
my
care.
I don't
actually
tell you
care.
what
That's not for like
But I
shit.
want
You want your man to
to
straighten your hair?
I'm not gonna tell anyone you did it, but you better straighten my hair.
couples out there
I want to take out my weave for her.
Wash my hair.
My weave out for me.
Hey, growing up in a black household, you have to do that sometimes. Like my had to use that long weave, but
Babe, I can't get this thread. Can you clip it for me?
No, I'm not gonna expose it to anybody, but like I
No, I'm
supposed to love
Mine
you
not
so
how
much.
many
like she
clip
said,
over
she has to turn on.
It is.
My hair. Like,
No, it ain't.
like, that's
If I can't get a thread,
Shut up, just
Babe, let's go.
if I can't get a thread, I want you to clip it for me.
Yo, babe, can you do a finger coil? Like,
Just to love me.
Yes.
can you do a washing
No,
though?
because we do that for
For
men.
you guys.
Oh,
okay, I think they're not that deep.
I do my own washing goes.
Okay, but you're just playing into gender roles too. Why can't a man do that?
Do what?
Why can't you clip out your
I never said
woman's
there's
tracks?
anything
Why
wrong
can't you straighten your
with it.
woman's
But like,
hair?
I've done it for my mom and sisters. It's not
You
that
straighten your
deep.
mom's hair for her?
Not straighten, but like take out the weave and so
It's okay.
I've had to do
What's
it.
wrong with that?
I
Exactly.
layered
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but
You like exactly. So what's wrong with it? Why can't you do that for your
I
wife?
want to damage that.
So you were sabotaging.
I'll be Betty.
But
Exactly.
they
So
could say
you weren't doing
they
it out
could
of
say
love.
damage
You weren't
because
doing it out of love then. Anyways, I feel like gender roles has a lot to play in it because some like the way how we're raised. Oh, a woman has to do this, a man has to do this, and what
Or a woman can't be like this,
a woman
can't be.
And once, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, what if a woman wants to get her independence, or she wants to do that? And I feel like a lot of fights happen between that, and then a man has to assert his dominance in a relationship. Why does a man have to be the dominant in a relationship?
And
Why
like,
can't it be two
what if-
dominant?
No, in today's case,
doesn't want to be the
hold on,
dominant.
hold on.
Exactly.
Guys, take it in though. In today's case, women are like pretty dominant.
We
They're
are, but the thing is,
Women are pretty
dominant.
dominant.
We are dominant, but the thing
You're
is,
fake dominant. What?
Some of us are fake dominant.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. For
Well,
social
then what's
media,
the point?
dominant.
we are
social
fake
media,
dominant
right?
because we.
Oh,
There's
fake
some-
dominant in the workplace? Or
No,
at home?
in relationships.
Both. I think it depends. I think it doesn't matter if you're single or not, but I think women have been forced. We were brought out of the home into work. So regardless, we have to handle everything.
Exactly.
We have to be able to handle everything. There are still certain things that, regardless of whether or not males do it, I don't feel like they socially have to do certain things. Socially, we do not expect males to clean still.
Exactly.
Socially, you know? So,
Especially-
like females, like, we're bossier. By nature, we're the ones who have the kids. We're the ones who are forced to go to work now.
Even
and then we have
mothers
to
treat
clean the house.
mothers treat their sons and daughters differently. Do you know some mothers are
Mothers
so much
raise
harder
their
on
daughters.
their
Mothers
That's
love their
true.
sons and they raise their daughters.
Facts.
That's what they do.
Not in all cases.
Not in all cases, but I do
it's true.
feel like
It happens.
No, because
And that
they-
also
because
depends
they
on
know.
culture.
I feel like because
It
they
is
know how
culture.
hard it is for women out there, so they have to make their like daughters as strong.
strong / we have to be. I was reading one time, men are strong and we are resilient. Men are built to have like rest points. Apparently, we don't get that. That's just reading certain things. But I just read that like we're not as fixed. We're a lot more mutable. We can change. We can do certain things. in terms of the fact that our bodies are built literally to handle more emotions on a daily basis. We're running on
Do you
literally
really
a 30
believe
day
that?
cycle.
That our bodies are built to handle more emotions?
I believe every
Yeah,
single
they are.
we
Women?
as females
Because
are
they're
not
able to-
we're
yeah,
only the
because
same
they're
person
birth
1
valves.
week a month.
No,
You're
but
only the same
one time he
person
told
1
me
week a month.
males get their
Same
period
thing.
too.
Yes, they do.
No, they
do.
don't.
We're
Yes,
only
they do.
the
Men
same
get-
person. Yes,
they
they
don't
do.
bleed.
Males
Let's
get their
get that
periods.
right, but it's a mental.
Yeah, so I
Especially
feel
Yeah,
like
if they are around.
I feel like no, I feel
Mood
like
swings, maybe.
I don't believe that they can handle emotions. I feel like they get to show it differently. I feel like males are not allowed to show their emotion. I feel like males probably bottle up.
That's what I mean,
I feel like
dominant.
I feel like males have so like I would love to just go in a man's head like one day because I feel like they have
think
so
that-
much emotion and so much like
And they suppress it.
and they suppress
Yeah.
it and they're like not that they're not allowed. I feel like they're scared to show their emotion. Like
But
you know
I feel
what I
like
mean?
they judge
Even
each
with their
other.
relationships, like when I'm talking to a guy, it's like or
Because
dating a
of
guy,
how
I feel
society
like
has conditioned
yeah,
them.
it's like yo, you can open up. Men are so afraid to open up.
I know. Yeah.
So afraid, and it's like it's frustrating as a woman because we always open up because
But I feel like as a community, as women, we expect each other to open up. From what I noticed from the guys I talk to, they are like, my boy's this, my boy's that. Like they
can
are
I ask you
embarrassed.
something?
Yeah.
Do you guys open up to your male friends?
No.
Oh.
I like that.
It's like,
Oh, like,
why?
never mind.
But why can't you open up to your male friends?
I mean, I
don't mean I do
occasionally.
still. I do.
And what about you?
Take it back.
Yeah, like
No, you don't.
Honestly, it depends on how close I am.
Yeah.
You have to really think about that.
Like, what is open
Like
up?
I only have one male friend like I really crack to like that, but like the
It
others are like
depends on how
like-
close I am.
yeah,
with the
it depends how
individual.
close, like-
if you're a male, then yeah. If you're a woman, then
I
yeah.
feel like there's something about female energy in that, like.
no, because girls are willing to talk about more. You know, talk
No,
about
girls
their
are more
feelings
catty.
like that. So
What do
like
you mean more
like,
catty?
in the conversation,
sometimes
they
girls
will
don't
bring
lead-
the
yeah.
conversation to a whole nother level. As where men will just take it for what it is and not really go deep.
Yeah,
I
but
do
that's
feel
damaging. You guys need to
no,
open
some
up.
will, some will. It depends who like
I
their
haven't
friend.
seen
Because you
they
guys
talk
bring that
about.
into your relationships. You bring that into your marriage. You bring all that like resentment,
Baggage.
all that
How-
baggage,
Oh, yeah,
and it
okay.
affects your marriage. It affects like
Your children.
affects your children.
You're just fucking up the world.
Oh, thank you. You said
What
it for
is
me. I
it
didn't
that
say.
you think makes it hard for like males to want to, I guess, communicate? Is it just
It's what
they're
I
trying
said.
to like put it in the back of their
It's-
mind?
I feel like it's
It's
society.
It's from
Oh,
young.
no,
It's from
it's a
young.
whole
They
weakness
teach you
thing.
from young.
Just
like
don't.
just don't like you know what I mean. Like,
I don't think
Don't
so.
show
I think it's
emotion like
because
that.
it comes down as weakness, and I feel like girls do the same thing.
Girls
You're
do that.
100% with your girlfriends.
Not all the time.
I pick and choose what I'm gonna say, but I'm open.
Why? But
so,
why?
Like
don't
Michigan,
you,
I'll say
why
something.
do you
Michigan,
pick
that I
and
won't
choose?
say something because it's just a person in
Just
general.
weird.
certain
That's
people
what
are
I
allowed to see me
trust.
break down, and certain
Not
people
even
aren't.
just trust, it's just that I don't like anyone seeing me cry. Those
Yeah,
are-
weakness.
exactly.
It's
Certain
about
people-
weakness.
It
It is.
I
That's what it
love
comes down
crying.
to.
It's so beautiful.
I started
It
to love
is
crying as I got
beautiful.
older.
It is. It feels
It's healthy.
so good.
Everyone
Yeah.
needs to cry.
for me, I don't.
You still don't like to cry though,
Hold on,
and I'm gonna
hold
tell
on,
you
hold
you
on.
don't like to cry, and I know you don't. Even though you think it's beautiful,
Guys,
you
talk,
don't like.
guys.
I don't like to cry. I cry when
Guys,
I'm
just
drunk.
time.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Let
Sorry.
me talk.
For me, I don't know. For me, I disagree with that statement that guys don't communicate. I think they do, especially with what the work that the type of work that I do. All we do is basically.
Which is, what do you do?
I'm not explaining that.
Okay.
That's for a different time. But the type of work that I do,
They just communicate in a different
we
way.
do just communicate in a different way. Now we don't.
Is it a
have to-
healthy way though?
I think it's a healthy
For
way.
that.
How do you
It's just that-
communicate?
Huh?
How do you communicate?
It's similar to how females communicate, but not to that extent. Like
Can you be specific?
Yeah, like you're just being general. Like we don't understand.
just like how we would talk like this, how we're talking right now, sit down and discuss our situations or
Yeah.
whatever. That's exactly what we do. We're human, and we basically communicate on the same basic level, just in different ways.
Do
we
you
will
find
sit
that
down-
it's more common
we
to
will-
use humor for guys?
Pardon?
Do you find it's
No,
more common?
actually, a lot of guys do
They're dead
have
serious.
intellectual.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Dead
do have
serious.
intellectual conversations.
Just without females around.
It's not that I feel like you guys think that we're all pure jokes.
No.
That's not what it is. We can't get down to dirty work. We can't get down to dirty conversations and have an intellectual conversation. It's not about pure. It's not just about basketball. And I hate that type of thinking where girls or people always think that black males only talk about basketball. That is
No, I never said. Who
No,
says
I'm
that?
saying,
It's a
I've heard
misconception that they
people
have
that say
nothing to talk
that.
about.
Like
Yeah.
even in high school, the guys you basically hear guys only talk about basketball, which is not the case. When you catch them on their one, they're talking about life
Mhm.
and the deepness of life.
Mhm.
But I do feel that when a female is present, like it does change a little bit. It's not gonna be so open, but it does change only based.
I feel like men open up to me more than they open up to their boys.
It happens.
It
It's
depends,
there.
too.
It's definitely there.
But it depends on your energy.
Because take it in some
That's the
people.
male you're talking
Some
to.
people only see it as like as their guy friends, like we could only talk about like jokes or girls, you know what I mean, like shit like that. They don't talk about real life things, as opposed to like girls are open to talk about like real life, you know what I mean, like everything in the book, you know, or like girls will call their guy friend and like talk about their emotions or what they're going through. Then you talk about your like what you've been
I
through.
feel like
Shit, you know
the
what I
only
mean?
guy friend I really open up to is you, because the other guy
My
friend's just like,
baby.
oh. The other guy friend is like, I was like, oh, true, damn, life mosh. Like,
What?
okay, I'm giving you my whole life story. Oh,
I feel
damn.
I
Idiot thing. Like,
used
what?
to hate
I gave you like an essay, you're gonna reply idiot thing. Like,
I used to like hate communicating.
That's the worst. That's the fucking worst. Fuck
But
out
I
of
feel
my
like
phone.
the reason why people who socialize should, or the reason why I do is because, like, if I'm telling you something, I'm telling you so that if I'm acting weird, you can almost understand why. If I'm in a mood, you'll understand. I can't just come to school or come to work upset, like mad about something. I don't have to give someone all of my business, but I feel like it helps in terms of knowing how to deal with me for that day or for that time period. And in terms of dealing with people, like my brothers, even like I would like to know if something's going on, just so I know.
yeah, my brothers.
So
I
I
don't
don't
know
think it's
anything.
me. Just don't have me thinking it's my fault, and I don't want anyone to think it's their fault. Like if I'm being snippy, I usually try to say something.
But the thing is, even with that, siblings, I feel like that's important. I feel like me and my brothers just started getting closer when we're older.
Mhm.
But I feel like at a younger age, you're not like, Lisa, yo, how's life? Like, you don't, like, they're not actually having, like, deep intellectual conversations. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how are you? Like, generally, how
I think
are
it's
you?
an age.
I think
it's an
it's-
age thing.
I think his brothers are scared to find out what's happening in their sister's life or something like that. But I feel like my brothers tell each other everything. Like, they have a group chat, they talk all the time. But I feel like I'm the only...
Clearly.
Yeah,
That's
they
so
do.
sad.
They're so
That's
close.
so
I feel
sad.
like, but do they, like, I feel like,
That's sad.
yeah, it's like...
That's been your life.
But when it comes down to it, they would be,
She feels
they
left
would be
out.
protective over you.
Yeah, for sure. They will
okay,
take a
so
bullet for
that-
you. But the thing is, shouldn't they want to know, like, what is going on in your life? So, like, how are you? Like, you're a 22-year-old woman. Like, you're probably
they
going
know
through
you're
so
smart,
much.
so it's like okay, thank God we
I
can
know,
talk
but
to her.
no, but even yesterday I posted something. Check up on your strong friend. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
People have to do that.
they need to start doing that. Like,
You know what I think though, and I
that's
can
so
relate it in terms of
true.
my little
yeah,
cousins.
like no one checks up on their
True.
strong
It's
friend.
true. I just get scared with my little cousins who are females, and I'm not even a male. Like I know my brother's just like, brother's like, I hope they're not home. I hope they're not home. You know, and it's just like you want
Even
to ask them
that.
how they're doing. You want to talk to them about things. I talk to them about because like at the end of the day, I can't. Like I do talk to them, but it gets scary in terms of wanting to be an authority figure or a role model, even because you don't want them to think everything is okay.
Exactly.
It's hard to like ask questions without having an opinion at the same time, if that makes sense, in terms of being protective.
Okay, I feel like honestly, this question, even though we're talking in circles, I feel like all we're talking about connects to this. I feel like everything just comes down to communication.
Literally.
Like I feel like we all just need to open up more and be more like liberal and stop being scared to talk about certain things.
Yeah.
Like check up on your wife, check up on your kids, check up on your siblings. I feel like we all need to have a talk. Even like I never had a sex talk with my parents.
Neither did I.
Never.
It was just like, don't do it
A lot
to
of us
marriage.
did.
I didn't have
Don't
that.
do it.
I didn't have that.
A lot of us.
Like I didn't even have that.
Don't do it.
I learned everything in school. But even now, even like with Ontario, when they're trying to like open it up, parents are like, no, you're not teaching my kid that. Like
They're basically saying they don't want their kids to do it.
they want their kids
They
to
don't
learn
want their
about
kids to
anal
know
sex.
anything
Like
about-
your kid's probably having anal sex.
And it sucks.
Well,
It's gonna be too
honestly,
late by the time
in
they
the
try to talk to their kid
bathroom,
about
at
it.
I think at
In
least
your back,
You
your
already
back.
know.
Their kids are gonna be doing it in the car.
Because in
and
middle
stuff.
at least
school,
tell your kids
our
to wash
middle
their hands
school-
before they touch their genitals. Like,
Exactly.
you know, at least
Wash your hands before you touch your
touch
girl's
yourself.
genitals.
Like, at least.
One thing I'm happy about our country, Canada, I'm very happy that we have introduced the seriousness of mental illness
Yes.
and
But
how.
families, I feel like, especially people of color, I know we don't talk about mental illness. We're just
No,
like,
no. I'm talking about in school.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing is, when you go home, you can't reciprocate that. You can't be like,
But
But
it-
the
it
fact that
helps
you
you
know,
become-
the fact that you're
then-
obtaining knowledge.
yeah, but that's school. That's only 8 hours out of your day. That's not even. That's only like. Actually, no. In high school, I didn't really learn about mental illness. I started learning about it in post-secondary. In high school, I didn't really learn about it. I learned about that all. I learned about
Learn
post-secondary
that in
because there's so
high
much
school.
committees about saying, oh, if you need help, go here, go here, go here. But yeah, but when you're at home, if I tell my
I
mom
think there is a
I'm depressed,
spotlight.
you have no reason to be sad.
But
Why
I-
are you sad?
There's a
Yeah,
spotlight on it, though, because
yeah.
we learned the word depressed and we used it all the time in high school.
But there's so much
There's a
more. It's not just
spotlight.
depression. There's
But then it's
anxiety.
like,
There's there's anxiety. There's so much like there's. I maybe PTSD, maybe bipolar, schizophrenia.
But
There's so
the
much
fact
things that
that
we
you
don't know
know-
about. Like
The fact that you know
I feel like
and
a
you
lot
can
of us are.
apply it to your culture, that's good enough. Whether
apply
you
it to
whether
culture,
you
but-
can express it or not,
Future
that's a whole
reference.
other story. But the fact that you know, nobody can say and take that away from you. You know better. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, but how can you get help if your parents are like, no, what
Get
you're saying
out.
is foolishness.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Get out, though.
You're saying what you're saying is foolishness.
My
You're
dad
not
used to
depressed.
laugh when I
Do you
said
know
I
what
was
I had to go
depressed.
through when I was a kid? You're not depressed. You have no reason to.
Yeah,
be
that's
sad. Especially
shit.
a lot of people like we go
You
through
don't, have to,
trauma.
you don't have to try to change their mind, but I believe that as an individual, it's up to you. Like, literally, you have to remove yourself from these situations.
But how?
If
You're
you make
16 and
yourself
you're
sick-
seeing your parents
you're
go through
16.
divorce and it's
Can I say
There's counselors
it
you can
depends.
go
There's
to.
counseling, there's
Yeah, but then your parents are like, why are you telling my
It
business? Why are you on
depends.
road telling my business?
Because you're not listening
Fair.
to me. Hush up your mouth.
Yeah, but you guys are strong. But you
No,
said for
but no,
other
I'm
kids,
saying
it's
I
hard.
understand. I understand. I didn't leave my house at 16.
Dude, what if
Should've,
no?
okay?
But certain cultures. I'm not saying like
My mom's
your
like-
family's like this, but there is honor killing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What if I'm
Yeah.
scared? My
This is
parents
what I'm
may kill
saying.
me if I go to school and tell what's happening.
This is what I'm saying.
Like, you know what I mean?
In terms of understanding, there comes a time where, yes, if you're 16, you may not be able to. In Canada, by the way, you can leave your house at 16.
Yeah, but
They
where
will
you
get you
gonna
an
go?
apartment. They will get you an apartment. They will get you a check.
I did not know
Remember
this.
They don't have you understand this, but you
I didn't
can.
know this. Wow.
If you're in danger in your home, or if you
Yeah.
feel like you're emotionally or verbally or whatever abused, if you feel like there's an abusive situation in your
I
house,
didn't know that.
they don't let you know that. But you can.
Why don't they let me know that?
Why don't our parents
Because
realize this?
a lot of people are going to abuse the system as they
You
do
know?
already.
Yeah.
But you can get out, and it just you have to love yourself
Yeah.
enough and love your future.
But yeah, when
enough
you're
to
16,
get
they
out.
don't teach you self-love. We should have a whole
No, but-
section on self-love in high school.
You know what?
Self-love. Learning
It's
how to love
hard. It's
yourself.
hard, but it's like that's what I mean by like when you're 16, you have to remember I'm not living and dying for my parents.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like if I want to have kids, if I want to have relationships, I have to love myself enough to treat myself better. And if it means eventually working towards getting out of this situation, you have to do that.
And I feel like where there is a will, there's a way.
Yep.
So if you are really trying to leave, you'll research that shit out how to leave
You'll research that
successfully.
shit.
You guys
Or
are
you will learn how
strong.
to.
You guys are very
Right
strong.
I didn't think of
You
this.
I didn't think of this.
Yeah.
No.
Learn to
Even to this day, I
meditate.
don't think about
I
that
know.
stuff. It's
Get a
just like I'm just gonna
job,
suck it up and I'm not gonna take it. Like whatever.
Yeah,
And this
in
is
those
nothing I've had to
situations, people
experience.
just think about killing themselves.
Trust me,
honestly.
suicide.
want
which
to
is
run away.
Because I feel like there's so much help out
I know,
there,
but
which
But people
we
just
are
don't
not.
know.
Yeah, we're not. But as a society, we're not really saying promoting this.
Yeah.
You know, because to this day, it's still looked down upon. So we're not really like promoting it. And then
But
people
there
are,
is always help.
there's
That's
always
important.
help. Yeah. So I'm just like.
There's always help.
Okay, does everyone want to say their last thing? Okay, let's start with you.
Back to the
How about the, okay, yeah, read the question again.
Question is, do you think children from divorced families, we're going to say
Separated families.
are more likely to be damaged than those who come from a married household?
Why or why not? Yes, no, why or why not?
No. Wait. I want to say no. Everybody's living life. Everybody experiences life differently, and the result is always going to be different.
different.
Yes.
It's a beautiful
I just
answer.
want to say simply that everyone is damaged in different ways. So,
You're all fucked up.
just a general statement.
Yeah, I'd say no, and I think it's a misconception that needs to be discussed.
It is facts because I'll growing up and people be
Because
like, your
there
parents are together, so you have nothing to be sad about.
And
My
there are
parents
other
are
kids
divorced.
whose
Ah.
parents are separated,
Like,
and
what?
they're great.
Exactly, they're great. They get to go to their dad's house on weekends and get stuff from their
My
stepmom
parents
and their dad.
Trust me.
They get to go to their
I was
stepdad.
like-
They get milk from both sides. It's like I'm living life. My Christmases are great.
I was like, Dad gave me $50. Mom, what are you gonna give me?
And it's a conversation like, you know what? I'm gonna give you
I was
$100.
that
And
one.
you're allowed to be.
And you're allowed to do that. You're gonna milk
I
that.
get glass from mom.
You're allowed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
glad. You parents together?
Well, look at I was like, I have 2 rooms.
Mom, my dad's attached to you.
Yeah. No.
Never mind.
And then I think
You have
honestly,
2 rooms. When
everything.
your mom cheats you,
TV.
I'm going to my dad's house. Come here, son. I told you about your
Yo,
mother.
that's always my
Did I
fault.
tell you about your mother? You should have chose me during the divorce. You should have chose me.
but in all honesty,
We're laughing, but this shit's so sad.
so
This shit's
sad.
so fucking sad.
And
I
when
was like-
parents are together, where are you going? Go to your bed. You can't. Where are you running to? Go to your bed. Go to your bed.
I'm gonna say I don't think they're damaged because everybody lives different lives and we all experience differently. It's how we take it, like he said. And this is just another stepping stone, or obstacle that we've had to go through. How you take it is how you take it. But I mean, I kind of abused the situation. I was very not put them against each other, but like if somebody's giving me something, I'm like, what are you giving me? And I honestly feel that they gave me so much love because when they were separated,
Because they were ready to focus on
overcompensating
you.
though. Yeah, and they were really, really
But I
focused
think
on
they
me.
took the energy out of fighting each other. They just
Exactly.
say, I love my child.
Yep.
And I think the separation came from due to the love for me. They're like, this is not healthy for him.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
good that they can actually see you. 'Cause a lot of parents are together. They're not thinking about their children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
'Cause to be honest, I don't feel like I need a piece of paper to tell me that we're married or what our relationship
Exactly.
is.
Well,
Well,
You know?
the law puts you together anyways.
Exactly.
So.
It's 5 years. That's all it
I'm
is.
in law.
Exactly.
It's just about what you
Did you
go
get to say
through.
something?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you go.
I say no.
Why?
That's all.
That's all?
Like it is what it is, you know. Like everyone takes things differently. Like, you know, It's up to you if you're gonna talk to someone. It's up to you if not.
Yeah, because I think like
That's what
the
it is.
fact of the separation, I don't think that damages. But now what goes on behind
What's
it is definitely damaging. Like if they're constantly arguing, if there was like a sexual assault or something like that, of course that's damaging. But
The separation itself, no.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I do. Before you speak, I do understand how people have like the fairy tale of how me and my mom and dad and dog and whatever, and then now it's all gone and my life is ruined.
I know some people rather have their
That's
parents just
crazy.
split up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In hindsight, I'm like, thank God. you know?
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I was like, I want to, like, you know.
Cause I
Yeah,
look at
because you
myself.
see, and you watch Disney movies and their parents are all together, and it's like,
Exactly.
that's a Raven.
When you watch
Yeah,
that
they
movie,
just
the
have
kid like
them
runs outside and they forget their
TV
shoes.
Yeah, TV.
Separated.
Didn't want to be
Yeah.
that kid.
Yeah, do they have any shows where their parents are separated? I'm trying to think.
Well, they're probably making
But that might be
sounds
another
this
problem
week.
because I
You
don't
know,
think that
like,
I was able to see myself.
I
on
don't.
TV.
Every time I watch That's a Raven, Wizard of Waverly Place, all those
They're
They're
shows.
supposed to
Lizzie
showcase a
McGuire?
happy fairy tale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They,
That's-
they
I was
show
here
the
watching
Because they
parents.
don't tell us what a
kids.
proper family is,
Yeah.
and I think that's a part
Is it-
of the problem.
Young and the Restless taught me what a proper
You should have
family
been
is.
watching
Passions.
Passions was
Passions.
good. But we should
Yo,
have. Passions was mixed
I
up.
was the only kid in grade 3 that knew all
I love
Teresa
Passions.
and
But we should have been watching that at that age. Those weren't kids shows. Like
What
when you
do
watch,
you mean?
but I feel like kids shows should start showing different families
Oh,
because
for
like
sure.
it's,
They
we
will
have
be.
same-sex families, we
Yes.
have separated families. Like we need to start
You
showing
might
that.
have
So
an
it's
adopted
normal.
brother or sister.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I agree. We all agreed. I say no. Yeah, I feel like no. I feel like it all depends on who your parents are, what kind of family you're in, your culture, your religion, everything. I feel like it has nothing to do with your parents are together or not. I feel like it just depends. Because I know,
Everyone's just different.
yeah, I know children who have their parents together living in a good home and they're just bad. And I'm like, you have no reason to be bad. Why are you like this? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
so
It's just, I feel like your friends have more to do than what your parents sometimes.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's people that
You
you
can't
have
pick
to,
your family.
You can
not
pick your friends.
biologically.
You can pick your friends.
Your
No,
friends.
but no, I mean
Just become
family,
your
like to
family.
become your family.
You can.
Like there's certain people that you can choose to be like,
Oh,
you know,
you're
we're
close
so
to it.
close
Yeah, I get
that I treat you like family.
Yeah, there's some
Like,
family that I don't know. Like, I don't
Like
know.
in this one.
yeah,
Yeah, you can disown family
exactly,
fast.
Yes.
You can disown family, you can disown
You
friends.
want my
Even the
money,
blood-
mine.
Yeah, even the bloodline. I've disowned, yes,
Guys
I've
talking
disowned.
from a deeper place.
I've disowned family.
He's such an asshole.
And I think, but that's a different topic that we'll
real.
discuss another time.
Oh man.
Wow, we didn't even grab a shot today. Everyone was just so cooperative.
Wow. This is the best. This is as
It's a
good
good
as it gets,
topic.
Jaleesa.
It's as good as it got. Because last week was
Don't put that.
Shout, and they still didn't shut up their mouth.
honestly,
I was like,
we actually
oh,
all
time
got to
out.
talk and we all worked
Yeah.
on it. So thank you guys for watching Gin and Truth.
Yikes.
See ya.